Hello, viewers. Welcome back to Biblical Hot Topics. Today, our topic is entitled, God Made a Covenant with Me. I'm honored. I'm honored that God made a covenant with me. So let's get into it. I am the woman born of man. Genesis 2, chapter 21 and 23 says, And Yahuwah Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. Now listen, when a baby comes out of the mother's womb, that wound is first opened up. Then after that baby is born, then the wound is closed. So again I say, and Yahuwah Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs, that was a birth, and closed up the flesh instead thereof. Verse 22. And the rib which Yahuwah Elohim had taken from the man made he a woman. You hear me? Made he a woman, not created a woman, because she was created at the same time that the man was created. So now he had to give birth to her, and he gave birth to her from one of his ribs, okay, and brought her unto man. God did this, and then he brought her unto man. The same way that a woman have a baby. The baby comes out, and then once the baby comes out, the wound is closed again, and then the baby is brought unto her. So it's a birth, okay? So I am the woman that God has selected to be born of man. And verse 23 says, and the man said, this is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. She's not called human. She's called woman. Now, research that for yourself. Because she was taken out of man. That was verse 23 of chapter 2 in Genesis. Okay? Let's move on. When God created the man and the woman, now we're going to find that. Let's turn in your Bibles to Genesis 5. We're going to go chapter 1 and chapter 2, okay? And it's going to explain when man and woman was created. And the reason why I am doing this is because we seem to get things wrong. And what I mean by that is I hear men say, I had a man say to me not too long ago, well, you know, God created me, and then later on, he created you wonderful creatures. No, baby. No, boo. I was created the same time you was created. But it was not yet time for me to come. Just like a baby being born to a mother. That baby was already created in the mind of God. But it was not time for that baby to be born until the day that he was born. It's the same thing. So now, turn your Bibles to Genesis. We're going to go to Genesis. We're going to go to chapter 5. We're going to read verses 1 and 2. And listen carefully. It's very important. Now, I am reading from the Sefer Bible. The Sefer, it's really just called the Sefer. And so I say the Sefer Bible because we relate everything to being a Bible. But before the Bible was the Bible, it was the Sefer, okay? So the Sefer is closer to the Hebrew version of the Bible, even though it's been translated. There's more substance in there that has not been manipulated than the Bibles of the King James Bible, according to my understanding and from my studies. Okay. Okay. So it says, this is the Sefer of the generations of Adam. Listen carefully. In the day that Elohim created man, listen, when he created man, not human, man, in the likeness of Elohim made he him. Listen, verse 2. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam in the day when they were created. And the reason I'm doing this is because I find that, especially a lot of the older pastors, and they're into the thing where, you know, they got all these issues with women. But you know what, honey? It is what it is. God had made me in a certain capacity. He have given me a function. Let's move on, because I don't want to get ahead of myself here, okay? Okay. Turning your Bibles to Genesis. We're going to we're going to chapter 1. We're going to read verse 31. And it says, and Elohim saw everything that he had made. Listen, because now he's talking about the things that he had created in the heavens and the earth. And it says, and Elohim saw everything that he had made. And behold, it was very good. It was very good. So that means that the woman that came from the man was good. It don't mean she was bad and she was pitiful and the man need to go to all these other different races because she was pitiful. God didn't say she was good. He said she was very good. But she has been taken out of her culture. She has been taken out of her original status because she was born in captivity. And so now I'm talking to our own men. You have decided that we are pitiful and we are bad. But I'm going to tell you something. You're messing with the daughters of Zion. And people are going to pay for messing with the daughters of Zion. We are the least respected. We are the least regarded. And we are the least protected. Okay? God's going to take care of that. While you all are on YouTube and what have you, you know, stirring up something in a garbage can and pouring it in the sink saying this is how God made a woman. A black woman at that. You're going to pay for that because God protects his people. And he's very tired of you. He's very tired of you disrespecting what he said was very good. Let's move on. The next thing I would like to do here is I would like to define the word birth. B-O-R-N, birth. What does that mean? Because I want people to understand. Because we don't seem to understand that when the woman that God had chosen for the promise, when she was born of man, it was the same criteria that when a child is born of the woman. Listen carefully. The definition for the word born is brought forth by or as if by birth. If someone brings somebody forth, that's a birth. They were born. Okay? So I'm saying all of this to say this right here. the Most High God made a covenant with me when I was born, initially for the purpose of being a helpmate for man. God do not limit us. People limit you. God do not limit you. When God give you something, he respect what he have given you. Okay? So when God made me as a helpmate for the man, if by any circumstance that I wasn't able to help the man, then guess what? That didn't take away from my nature of being a helpmate. God put kids forth for me to help. He put elderly for me to help. He put the needy of the world for me to help. And how was I able to help them? Because it is my nature to help. It's my nature to nourish. It's my nature to help to grow. It's my nature to be sentimental in those aspects. So the Most High God has given me the quality and the certification as a helpmate. And whether I'm married or not, it's my nature to help. If I can't help a husband, then I will help you. I will help people in need, or I will help the Most High God. I have given myself over to help in the world however I can. But most importantly, I have given myself over to help God. And I have people that talk to me, and a lot of times they talk down to me. Well, where's your husband? Well, you know what, honey? Here in captivity, and we're all out of sync with how we really should be. We don't know our culture. We don't know our traditions. I think it's best for me not to be married, because I find that, in my experience, we have men, and I'm not putting anybody down. I'm just telling you about my experience. We have men born of women. We have men raised by women. And it's just my opinion that a woman cannot adequately teach a man how to be a man. So don't throw up in my face, why you ain't married? You know why? Because I'm here in captivity. And one of the prompts of captivity was to see that we're not in our full capacity. So I am not married, because I will not marry a mama's boy. I will not marry a F boy, F-U-C-K boy. I will not marry a, just someone that is, have no direction. Because you know why? That is the recipe for disaster. That is the reason why our neighborhoods is the way it is. That's the reason why our homes is the way it is. That is the reason why. And we like to blame other people about our education. But God has blessed us, okay? There's two types of education. There's a secular education, which is the education of the world. And there's a heavenly education called wisdom. It's called the wisdom of God. So you know what? It's my opinion and my experience that if you are not educated, it's because you did not diligently seek to be so. You don't have to get a college degree to be educated. I'm not putting anybody down that has a college degree. I honor you because you did your footwork for what you need here in captivity. But there is a education. There's a higher education. And it's called the wisdom of God. And when you get the wisdom of God, you would be on the level of King Solomon, who was the wisest man in the land, who was the man that didn't need to see something written. He was the man that didn't have to do research, because God had given him wisdom, the holy wisdom. God asked him, before his kingship, what would you like? And he said wisdom. And that's something that most people don't pick. And he became the wisest man in the land. So there's two types of education. And I'm not putting the earthly education down. I'm not doing that. But I'm just saying that's not the only type. And we act like, oh, yeah, well, if you don't have that, you doomed. You know, you not going to have this. We all have access to a higher education that we got to tap into. It's called the wisdom of God. Okay? So, because the Most High God has made a covenant with me, a lot of you men don't know this, but because the Most High God has made a covenant with me, I am entitled to the same things that you are entitled to. And you need to do your research. Don't get on in my comments unless you've done some research to find out something to talk to me about. But he has already given me dominion. Why did he give me dominion? Because I was created as man. I was created in man. Even though it wasn't yet time for me to be born, I was created in man. And I am man. And like I said in Genesis 5, chapter 1 and 2, it says that's when the man and the woman was created at the same time, which a lot of you guys don't want to understand. You don't want to understand because it's like, I'm your enemy. I am not your enemy, baby. I am your helpmate, and you don't understand that you're not going nowhere without me. You're not going to go nowhere without a woman like me. I'm not talking about the twerkers. I'm not talking about the ones that got 5 or 6 guys on the side and they jumping in bed with everybody and seeing if they can outscrew the next person. That's not the woman. That's not the daughter of Zion that the Most High God had in mind. Because if you decide to be the woman of Zion, the Most High God will give you spiritual downloads. And some people say uploads. I say downloads because he's downloading to me from above. He's the apex of anything that I could possibly think to be. And so what he give me, he downloaded to me. And that's why I say downloads, okay? I am honored. I am honored to be someone that the Most High God has made a covenant with. God has put me in a position that you can't move me out of because you think that you a man and God only gonna use a man. Baby, guess what? I'm a man too. I'm a man with a womb. When you was created, I was created. When God said, I'm going to give you dominion over the earth, he said he was going to give it to me too. He said, male and female, I created them. I created them. You listen to what I'm saying. That puts the woman right on the same level with the man. Male and female, I created them. And I blessed them. And I called their name Adam. In other words, I called their name man. I am in a good position. I'm in an excellent position. And so are you if you open up your eyes to see. And see, this is why I am not a Christian anymore. Because as a Christian, these things was held away. They was pulled away from me. I attended Bible college. I'm not going to say the name of it, but I attended Bible college. And out of this college was coming pastors. Okay? And I was like one of the only ones in the class that was not a pastor. Okay? Okay? So, but God showed me. And he used me in that class. And he taught me. I had the instructor of the class teaching me, but God was teaching me on another realm. And he let me know. Because I had diligently sought after him and after his word. he opened things up to me that he didn't open up to a lot of the other students in the class. And like I said, I was like the only one in the class that was not a pastor. Okay? And so one of the things that was opened up to me was that God made a covenant with me. He gave me to man. But if man didn't want me, or he didn't understand that he needed me, God didn't take away from me what he blessed me with. He blessed me to be the helpmate for man. So therefore, whatever a man does not do that he's supposed to do, I kick in. God said he gonna give us the man, and I am included with man. Or they I was named one man by the man. When God gave the animals to be named by Adam in the Garden of Eden, whatever Adam named that animal, that's what it was. And he named me woman, meaning man with a wound. Man with a wound. I didn't say human. I didn't say mankind. I said he granted me man with a wound. And so that puts me on your level. So I'm saying this. The function that the Most High God has given to me, you can't take that away from me. I know you got all your little idiosyncrasies, and I'm not trying to put you down, but I've seen it all my life. Well, God created man, which is me. Yeah, got my chest all stuck out. And then he created you. No, baby. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. When he created you, I was in you. I was man too. It wasn't time for me to come. I was man with a wound. And when I came, God, and before I came, actually, God made a covenant with me that you are the helpmate. If a man won't stand up and take care of the society, he won't take care of the family, he won't take care of the wife, I'm the helpmate. Automatically, I kick in and do it. Like I said, go to the story of Deborah, or you all would say Deborah maybe. When God could not find a man for that position, he used a woman. Why? Because she was a helpmate, and that's her nature. And so that's pretty much what I have to say, because we got it all twisted, and I'm sorry to say, we got it all twisted in a lot of cases from these pastors. And I found from my experience, this is just my experience now, it's always the old pastors that got a problem with women. It's always the old pastors that have a problem with women. And so their thing is, don't let them say nothing. Make them be quiet, because they are intellectual. So we got to fix it where she not allowed to say nothing. Just stay home and have all the babies and clean up and cook. You are denying me my function, baby. You are denying me my function. God has given me dominion over the birds of the sky, over the fish of the sea, over the earth. He's given me dominion over mankind. And for you to stifle me, I'm here to say it because I haven't heard anybody say this before. You are committing a sin. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. Why, I'm out here diligently seeking. I'm out here learning the will of God. I'm out here setting up a strong relationship with the will of God, and with my angels, and with my spiritual team, and with my ancestors, and with the universe. I'm out here doing all these things. While I'm out here doing all these things, you in the bed with 5 or 6 wives say, well, I couldn't find nothing in the Bible to say I can't have these wives. You're not out here diligently seeking God like you should. You're saying a few things that the Bible, that you should say in the Bible. But look up the word diligent. I'm going to look it up right now. Diligent. God say diligently seek me. He didn't say, oh, well, since I'm a Hebrew Israelite and I got a male parts, I ain't got to do all that. All I got to do is just jump in the bed, and I got all these women because King Solomon had them. And I don't see nothing in the Bible to say I can't have them, so I'm gonna have them. And now, and then when everything flip over, when this shift come, God gonna make me the leader because I'm the man. Guess what, boo? I'm the man too. I'm the woe man. I was created with you at the same time, baby. I'm not no competition for you. But if you're not doing what you need to do for the kingdom of God to come forth on earth as it is in heaven, God will use me instead of you because we are in the same capacity. But I'm going to look this up. See what I was going to look up here. I was going to look up, I didn't forget what I was saying. I was going to look up here. It wasn't man. Oh, you know what? I didn't went on talking and stuff. What was I going to look up here? 1 minute. Okay. Let me look up man. Let me look up the word man. See if it come back to me later, okay? Here. Okay. What is the meaning of man? Okay. That's not a good one. That's not a good one. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Now, you know what? I'm looking here, and this is what I'm noticing. I'm noticing that there may be a definition in here. And when you come back, that same definition is not in here anymore. But man is something that was not made from natural processes. It was made more likely from spiritual processes. That's man. That's man. Okay? So, the process of a woman coming from a man, being born of him, is not, I would say, something that would naturally happen. That's something of God. Okay? So that's what God chose to do, to bring me into existence. And whether you brothers want to receive it or not, okay, God put me on the same plane with you. He's just waiting for you. He's just waiting for you not to do what you were here to do. Because he already got a replacement for you. He got a replacement. It's called woman. One man. I didn't say human. I didn't say human. I said woman. Which is man. And that was Genesis chapter 5, verses 1 and 2. I am you, whether you like it or not. And you want to put everybody before me. You want to put all the other different races. All they got to do is have a penis. And you want to put them before me. And so you know what that tells me? That tells me you're not a real person of God. Because if you was a real person of God, you would seek the will of God. You would seek the way of God. And you would know some of what I'm talking about here. So you're just here, in a lot of cases, to do what you want to do, enjoy yourself, and, you know, have all these wives, you know, because God understands I'm a man, and I'm a big man, so I should have all of this, and I should have all that. That's not the way Yah'shua HaMashiach, and some of you will say Jesus Christ. That's not the way he thought when he came here. He didn't think like that. He didn't think like that. He said, I'm about my father's business. I'm finna go do whatever my father's business is. My father's will. That's what he said. And he became the ultimate man. But he brought that example here for you to follow, but you didn't follow it. You didn't follow it. You followed your fleshly desires. And then every time I turn around, you got a reason to put me down. Kevin Samuels and some other dumb guy. He was very, very dumb. I don't know his name, but I saw him on YouTube at some point with a he was mixing up some water and some stuff in a garbage can and throwing it in a like a sink or something, saying that this is how God created woman. He better watch himself, honey. He better watch himself, because you know what? God will slap you up out of here messing with the daughters of Zion. He know we don't have no protection from you guys. He's here to protect us because he made us. He gave us a function. My function is helpmate. I am the helpmate. If not for you, I am the helpmate for God. I am the helpmate for the Most High God of the universe, of the world, and everything there is in the heavens. I'm his helpmate. You better watch what you say about me and how you talk to me and how you treat me. You better watch it. Okay. That's pretty much what I had to say. I want to thank you for tuning in to Biblical Hot Topics. If you have any response to this video, please give your response in the comment area and I will gladly get back with you. Thank you again for tuning in to Biblical Hot Topics and have a blessed day.